morning, everybody. My esteemed colleague, who is on the Minister for Urban Development and Poverty Alleviation, distinguished guests from outside Mizoram, I may not be able to name each and every one of you, but then we do welcome you. Senior officials from the government of Mizoram, all the other distinguished guests coming from outside Mizoram, ladies and gentlemen and friends. I, on behalf of the government of Mizoram and on my own personal behalf, I welcome each and every one of you to the National Urban Development Summit. I congratulate elets Techno Media and thank the team of elets for choosing Aizawl for the venue of the second National Urban Development Summit, being one of the most urbanized states in India. I consider Mizoram as an appropriate host for the summit. I may add here that maybe most of you know that Mizoram has been ravaged by 20 years of insurgency, during which period no development could take place. And whenever I plead with the earlier planning commission, I used to tell them that whereas all the other states in the country are progressing in development, all around development, Mizoram was going backward because and because of that, we have 40 years of economic backlog to clear. But I'm sorry that most of them do not appreciate this. In fact, during the insurgency period, in the cross part between the Indian security forces and the underground and the insurgents, it was the simple innocent villagers who suffered the maximum. In fact, like the British resorted to uprooting the villages and grouping them together when they were operating in Malaya, now Malaysia. They also, the Indian army also did the same thing here, looting and burning, grouping of villages, and in the process, it was the poor innocent people in the villages who suffered the maximum, and therefore, they had to leave their hard-earned home and flee to the only town then, Aizawl town, for shelter, food and security. That is why there had been mushroom growth of houses in Mizoram, in Aizawl. Otherwise, the Aizawl was a beautifully planned city by the Britishers, but in the course of insurgency of the last 20 years, as I said, people in the villages were compelled to flee their hard-earned home and then find shelter, food and security in the only town then. And that is why urbanization has been growing like anything. And because of this, we have developed a sound economic policy, which we call the new land use policy, by which we try to give sound foothold for economic development to each and every family, working class family, farmers. And this has paid us a very rich dividend. And I'm happy to say that today, Mizoram has been placed in terms of gross state domestic product. We have been placed with 4 other states, the fastest growing state like Gujarat, Jharkhand, Tripura and Mizoram. And this policy has been known as the flagship program of the state government of Mizoram. The state of Mizoram has largely remained an export for a very long period of time for a number of reasons. But the government of Mizoram has now taken a deliberate decision to reach out to the world, showcasing their beautiful land and in fact act as a platform that would attract the brightest minds from across the country and the world to ideate, showcase innovation and best practices and discuss their application in the state of Mizoram for the benefit of the state. We have conducted road shows in New Delhi, Kolkata and Mumbai recently, and we have received tremendous response from the corporate leaders, investors and others. Encouraged by the response, we are also going to organize Magnetic Mizoram Summit, CEO Conclave Come Investors Summit in April 20th and 21st in Aizawl, and we hope that this will be largely attended by captains of industry in the country. While Mizoram is blessed with abundant natural resource and immense potential, we need huge financial investments calling for the private sector from the country and abroad to chip in. The key priority areas are infrastructure development, urban development, tourism, agriculture and horticulture. We must reach out in this regard and seek partnership in developing and to develop economically. The state flagship programs under new economic development policy, which is to supplement the new land use program. A comprehensive growth strategy has placed urban development as one of the priority areas. Composite urban infrastructure development scheme has been implemented under NEDP. In parallel, composite village infrastructure development scheme has also been implemented to improve livability of rural areas so that unrealistic and rapid rural urban migration may be checked. This will also promote urban clusters in the state. The UD and PA department is also implementing Northeastern Region Capital Cities Development Investment Program, NERCCDIP, for Aizawl City under Asian Development Bank funding. And it is doing very well. Moreover, the department is also implementing central flagship programs such as Swachh Bharat Mission, Housing for All, National Urban Livelihood Mission, Amrut and Smart Cities. In terms of Swachh Bharat, sometime in 1997 we had started Clean Mizoram. Initially it was termed Clean Aizawl, but ultimately it was in 1998, I think, we turned into Swachh Mizoram, Clean Mizoram. And today I can proudly tell you that in terms of open defecation, two or three districts have been declared open defecation free, and almost all the districts will be declared ODF soon. And even in 2011 census, the percentage of ODF was around 92 plus to that extent. So for Mizoram, it is not a problem to become open defecation free. We face difficulties in the advancement of industries. Lack of transport infrastructure is one of the major drawbacks. Other problems faced by us include shortage of electricity, capital telecommunication, and export market access. Now, in terms of this electricity, we have good potential. Our hydro potential is estimated to be around 4,500 megawatt, and our solar energy has been estimated by the Solar Institute of India to 9,090 megawatt. In fact, in the last Magnetic Mizoram roadshow in Kolkata, one farm has come forward and offered to construct 500 megawatt solar power here. And we are considering it, and hopefully the memorandum will be signed sometime soon. Our expert in the department examining the prospect. But one problem here in Mizoram is that, as you have seen, the terrain is such that we don't have any plain area. In fact, we are working on 25 megawatt solar power, but even for that, placing the plates is a lot of problem, and it has to be located in a very far area from Mizoram, but we are determined to complete this. As I say, you have taken many important measures to make the work of the government transparent and honest. According to National Crime Records Bureau, Mizoram is assessed as one of the front-runner states in the country in implementation of CCTNS projects. The NCCTNS system is regularly done in 21 out of 40 police stations in all 8 districts of Mizoram. The remaining police stations are entering the data in online mode due to erratic connectivity. Aizawl City Surveillance Project is now operational, and third phase covering of important functions of Aizawl City with 186 cameras has been installed. The new economic development policy, which is popularly known as NEDP, Comprehensive Growth Strategy for Mizoram, is being implemented vigorously by the state government. Allocation of funds is based on preparation of viable projects which will strengthen the economy. The growth of Mizoram economy reflected a stable and continuous rate by hovering around 9% average annual growth rate during the financial years 2011-2012 to 2015-2016. Happily for the state of Mizoram, the forecast by the Ministry of Finance for the next fiscal is double digits. That is the growth rate estimated and forecast by the Ministry of Finance for Mizoram. The growth of Mizoram economy reflected a stable and continuous rate by hovering at around 9% average annual growth rate during financial years, as I said. The state has achieved a phenomenal success by attaining per capita income above the national average. Moreover, Mizoram has achieved the growth state, and it is included among the growth driver in India. The study of Niti Aayog indicated Mizoram, along with 3 other states, Gujarat, as I said, Jharkhand and Tripura, are the fastest growing states in India during 2013 to 16, with more than 8% growth on the average annually. And we are also working on ecotourism, and we have a number of projects and a number of programs for this, and I am happy that this summit is being held here. In terms of infrastructure, we have a long way to go, as I said, be it urban transport sewage, and waste disposal for other essential services like drinking water and electricity. But as we are aware, ours is a small population of a little over 1 million. That is entire Mizoram according to 2011 census. This can work very well to our advantage. Our population density is also only 52 persons per square kilometer. We therefore have many plus points which far outweigh the disadvantages. In fact, I often tell some good friends across the country that we are perhaps the worst sufferers of the British divide and rule policy, because we were divided over 3 dominions, that of Burma Dominion, Indian Dominion, and Pakistan Dominion. And we have a sizable population of Mizo ethnic group in Myanmar, and even in our own country we are divided over 4 states, that of Manipur, Assam, Tripura, and present Mizoram. And in Bangladesh, the Mizoram hill tracts is mostly populated by Mizo people. People belong to the Mizoram group. Such is the diversity of Mizos, not only in terms of terrain and others, but even in terms of population. In fact, many prominent visitors have come and gone, and amongst those people there are many politicians, army officers, teachers in various universities who have ever gone to the eastern side. When they cross the boundary beyond, they find only Mizos with same religion, culture. And most of these people used to tell me that this boundary is a political boundary only, and it has to be redrawn. But we're not working for that, but we accept as it is, and we are happy that Mizos are spread over 3 countries and they are occupying prominent places. Even in Myanmar, today we have around 25 members of parliament belong to the Mizoram group, and one of the 2 vice presidents is pure Mizo, and we're very proud about it, and we're taking advantage of the presence of such a big members of parliament in Myanmar so that we can improve our bilateral relation with Myanmar, because there is a massive Chinese presence there, and I have briefed to my, as far as possible, I have briefed the government of India leaders, and they are working on this. I once again thank each and every one of you for making this summit and given the right impetus, we can have an ideal smart city backed by technology, yet with a human face, because we have this unique Mizo ethos of sacrificing self for others. A Mizo god called Tongmeina. This is one of the factors that bind us together, and because of this, quite a few impossible things have been made possible by the collective efforts of the people in Mizoram. I once again thank each and every one of you to be here and participate in this unique summit. I am particularly happy that to see the representatives from Sikkim. As you all know, the northeastern area has always been known as Seven Sister State. And about 2 decades ago, Sikkim has been added to this sister state, and today the northeastern states are 8 sister states now. And they are, the states also I was there, and we're very happy to have them with us. And together we shall march forward and try to forge ahead of other states in the country. With these 3 words, I once again thank each and every one of you and wish this deliberation a grand success. Thank you.